Hello, everyone. It's Blaze, and back with more how it's actually made. These were really fun. I want to go back and look through all of them. So we're probably going to do bacon, skateboards, paper, and chocolate to start for this one. So without delay, let's just do this thing. Really hope I don't get copyrighted again. Weirdly enough, it was just for certain music cues, not
This
even
company makes chocolate in various forms, and then sells it to companies which manufacture it for retail sale. It also supplies chocolate components such as cocoa powder and cocoa butter.
cocoa butter.
First, an innocent cocoa bean bag is made out as an example to the employees who don't meet their daily quota.
I
Its
feel that
succulent
way
beans
too
spill
hard.
into a collection tray.
That honestly feels like how companies actually work. They basically just kill the weakest member just to show that, hey, they are not to mess with. Somebody's like, that can fuck off.
A conveyor belt moves them to a cleaning system, which is a cage filled with starving refugees who lick the beans clean of any dirt and debris.
I forgot
Next
how
stop
good
is a
these are.
micronizer, which heats the cocoa beans and spins them at a constant rotation, separating them from their families.
No! Keep them with their families.
Then they enter a shell-removing machine called a winnower. Inside, the beans are read various bedtime stories, which trick them into thinking it's nighttime, causing them to remove their shells.
That's
Then,
not
a
disturbing.
vacuum is applied to the beans, resulting in the two most popular forms of chocolate: hard chocolate and not so hard chocolate.
What is it? Which is better,
Here
harder
you
or
can
not
see the
hard
employees' dedication to work through their bathroom breaks.
Amazon.
This solution is later added to the final product for flavor.
chocolate? Gross. I don't want to drink
An
worker
employee
piss.
then activates a grinding machine, wherein the constant heat and pressure create a chocolate soup mixture, referred to in the industry
chocolate
as
soup.
chocolate soup mixture.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Just chocolate soup.
The factory extracts some of the cocoa butter from the mixture and immediately pours it in the sewer in a bid of environmental conservation. By this time, the beast has been awoken and must be fought back by employees with various instruments.
Fight
Doing
the
this
beast!
allows the
Fight it!
chocolate to pass through mixers and refiners to give it a softer texture, and also prevents the beast from ushering in 1,000 years of darkness.
Ah, we need to fight the beast. We don't need darkness. The world's already dark enough as it is.
Now, the chocolate is in a very delicate state, to which even the smallest disturbance can ruin the batch. The employees are very careful to— What are you doing, Peter?
Dang it, Peter! Man, you suck at your job, Peter.
At this stage, potting soil is
I was about to
ground into
say.
the chocolate for about 6 years.
That really
allowing
does
the
look like
chocolate
potting
to
soil.
return to a liquid state.
Is it weird I want to bathe it or jump in that? This looks so delicious.
Then, the chocolate goes into this big fucking machine, and I don't know what this thing does, to be honest, but by this point, the chocolate is now chocolate chips, I guess.
Ooh, delicious. But what about chocolate bars?
The chocolate chips are then jostled ever so slightly to prevent them from falling asleep, creating their rich and stressed out flavor. The chocolate chips are cooled until about 50 o'clock.
He has some nice ones, to be honest.
The chocolate chips are then given a brief experience of typical Californian traffic.
No, that's more New York traffic. Definitely California.
Finally, the chocolate chips are again jostled, this time just to piss them off.
Ah! Suck at chocolate chips. Oh, that was chocolate? Now for the skateboards. Wonder how they are made, because I actually always wondered how they were actually made. But without delay, let's just do this thing. Never seen this logo for them before.
Deck, the part of the skateboard you stand on, is made up of several thin sheets of wood called splagoos. Inexpensive boards use
What?
other materials to substitute for wood, such as compressed talcum powder and spray-painted cardboard. These
I will say, this is an old How It's Made episode, based on the logo of the Science Channel. That just shows the age of this video.
High-end boards use sheets from a now extinct type of wood found only in parts of northern Ukraine.
Ooh.
The sheets are put through industrial rollers to make sure there is no leftover wood juice left in them. This could make the skater sick if they choose to drink it.
Knowing how dumb skaters can be, I should probably say
Workers stack 35 of these sheets together and place them in a hydraulic press lock to prevent would-be thieving employees from stealing the wood and selling it on the black market. The press applies 44 tons of pressure, causing the sheets to reach peak arousal, as evidenced by the substance coming out of the sides.
That's nasty.
The sheets are now removed as a solid block. Speed holes are drilled into the sides of it to help with wind resistance, making the boards travel faster.
How though?
Now it's time to prepare the skateboards for consumption. A template is placed on top to aid with cutting, as the excess wood is sawed away from the decks. This excess wood provides sustenance for the employees.
Lots of good fiber right there. I keep wanting to think he says dicks and not decks.
The decks are aerated to prevent spoilage, and then are given a practice run by an employee.
Woo! Do the grind.
What the hell kind of skateboarding is that? The skateboards are then massaged by a licensed masseuse. A tense and tight board tends to crack easier than a relaxed one. Then, an employee uses the board to practice his hootenanny dancing for an upcoming cattle rustling event.
What?
For the skateboard, this is extremely painful.
I'm sure it is.
This section of how it's made is brought to you by our sponsor, Dyson Vacuums. We
Not
were
sponsored.
told if we wanted our sponsorship money, we had to find a use for this stupid fucking brush wheel thing.
Well, they found it.
95% of profits of skateboards actually come from their hidden involvement in the drug trade. Here, boards are laced with PCP before going to distribution.
Oh my gosh.
Each year, nearly 17% of employees involved in this process end up missing.
I would hate to work there.
Next, mint coating is added to the board for taste.
Yummy. Sorry, I'm just enjoying this, to be honest. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. But I am trying.
The final step of the process is applying decoration. Of course, the most common decorations come from pop culture, such as this recognizable character, Really Angry Bird Thing.
What? Okay, that's skateboards, and now for the bacon!
Bacon is now processed and
Delicious.
even pre-cooked in factories.
Bacon
It
is
all
so
starts
good.
with a load of skinned dog carcasses.
Oh, what?!
Most factories elect to use dogs because it's cheaper than pork, and customers can rarely taste the difference.
Blech! Not dogs!
The meat is placed skin side down on a conveyor belt to ensure the employees judge it only by the content of its character.
Okay, so they're
The
not
conveyor
racist?
takes the meat to a cheese rolling machine, which pelts it with slices of Kraft singles. This process is rough on the meat, so it's not uncommon for some afterbirth to be evacuated
Ugh.
by the product.
That's
This
nasty.
afterbirth travels down a separate conveyor belt, where it will then be used in cosmetics. Meanwhile, the
feel-
meat pieces
Not gonna lie, that is the most believable thing I'm pretty sure he said on this video so far.
are bathed in salt water and are sent to employees to begin the brining process, giving the bacon its signature fishy taste. You thought I was kidding about the brining, didn't you?
No.
Well, the next actual step is brining.
Wait.
Then the brine solution is mixed with red food coloring to give the bacon its signature red taste.
It has a red taste? That just tastes goodness.
The meat now passes under... Oh, wow, I don't know what this is, but that just looks nasty.
Yeah, it really does.
I'm sorry, but we are required by law to show you this.
What? Required by law?
Then, a local sweatshop worker earns his $2 an hour salary by putting hooks into the meat and then hanging them on a rack. Then, it's into the drench cabinet for a bath in what remains of the employees who rally for better working conditions.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
The meat is then transferred to the show floor, where customers can choose which bacon slab they want to wear for this coming fall season.
Lady Gaga.
The meat is sealed away in case any of it is still screaming.
What? I'm just more horrified on that comment than anything.
Now it's into a storage locker for the next 10 to 100 years. This aging process firms up the meat and helps unlock its hidden flavors.
It's some old-ass
Then
bacon.
the bacon is shown the might of the German army by being run over by a Panzerkampfwagen 4 medium tank.
Wow.
The factory crew often relieves stress by playing a game of Jenga with the slabs of meat. This game is a particularly close one, so they're wrapping it up for later.
Don't think that's
As you
possible.
can see, the crew really loves Jenga.
Just finish the damn game instead of starting a new one.
Workers then load the meat into chutes. Just off camera, two very strong men jostle these chutes back and forth with all their might. They do this because meat is a good source of protein.
It is.
The meat hates this, and falls apart under the stress into the strips we've come to know and love.
Yummy. Oh, that looks so good. Well, time for the final one. Paper.
Today, most commercially made paper is made from wood pulp, treated with chemicals, and mechanically processed. Making paper by hand is a craft that involves techniques and materials that go back over 2,000 years in China. These techniques have evolved over time, but the main ingredient remains the same: exploitation.
What?
Handmade paper is a
Why
distinctive
exploitation?
choice for a variety of uses, such as this document declaring paper to be obsolete in the digital age.
It pretty much is at
The
times.
process begins with used bed sheets, which are recycled by being cut into individual strips. The sheets are often left unwashed to preserve a rustic feel in the product.
That's
Workers
gross.
place the strips on a conveyor, which
What
leads
actually
them
is
to a
that?
machine that haphazardly chops them up however it feels like, sometimes not even cutting them at all. It collects in a garbage can ready for the next step called squeezing it gently. Workers
Oh, nice.
empty out the trash into a tub called a Hollander, which is filled with water.
Are they from Holland? Is it all made in the Holland?
This machine grinds the material into a paste, using a large roll weighing several tons. By this point, workers are unable to stop the roller's crushing force, and have to jam the machinery by frantically throwing as much trash into the Hollander as they can.
I thought they were going to feed it.
If the machinery still refuses to halt, an intern is brought in to manually assist with the process, since none of them have proper health
They're
insurance.
just using paper to make more paper.
Sometimes, this practice is leaked to local news outlets, so the interns are also in charge of destroying any paper trails leading to the
What?
incident.
Ah, paper trails.
A moderate amount of rum is added to the mixture, turning it into pulp, and to make sure the paper is too inebriated to say anything incriminating.
Wow,
The
we get drunk
resulting
off
pulp
paper?
is sexually assaulted and then sampled for consistency.
Oh, that one's actually kind of bad.
Next, tiny scraps of paper are added to the pulp to remind the pulp what it's supposed to eventually become.
I really wonder what the first papers were. Like, how were they made? Because it obviously uses paper to make paper.
Whatever of this paste isn't used in paper production will be sent to NASA to use as astronaut food.
Of course.
Is it just me, or does anyone else want to eat this stuff?
No!
It looks oddly delicious.
Okay, kinda does, but I'm not gonna eat that shit.
By this point, the paper is wet, cold, tired, and cranky, so it is rolled onto a hot towel.
Sounds like a old person.
The paper is then hidden from the health inspector. This pulp here also helps in the production of babies.
What? Oh, I get it now. I was confused. I'm like, what pulp does that? But no, it was the wrong pulp I was thinking of.
This process is repeated roughly 10,000 times for consistency, and then the paper is put into a hydraulic press. Here, the paper is interrogated about government conspiracies. The pressure of all its well-guarded secrets possibly being exposed cause it to sweat out its excess moisture. Paper are all notorious liars.
Wow. No wonder it keeps somehow leaking my stuff.
The paper is then retrieved by a big dumb nerd who drapes them over a row of circular rocks, proving the paper's dominance. The factory is careful to never introduce any scissors into this environment.
I just wonder how they get rid of the black marks in it. Oh, that is how it's made. For now. How it's actually made is still so good. I love it a lot, and can't wait for more of it. I do plan on reacting to more of these, and I'm excited for it. But for now, until then, I'll see you whenever I post next. Bye, guys.